Welcome back to another episode of Toxiris Discovers, episode 25, 7 projects, all suggested by the community. But before we get into that, I got one project from an artist that hit me up on IG and was like, yo, you trying to review this shit? Well, suggested, let's get it. We starting off with the first project, Lil Wayne Lights Out mixtape, suggested by Double M Entertainment. Another mid-ass Wayne project. I'm sorry to say this, okay? I enjoyed the Carter projects I've heard, but his mixtapes so far, they suck. This project had like 2 tracks that were really appealing to me. This is probably my favorite one.
I wanted to be just like you, my whole life, dog. I can't believe them cowards stole you, man. That's pain to me. But don't trip out.
But other than that, I feel like the project lacks a lot. There are a lot of ends where I'm like, what? Why did I need this track? This is just boring. This is just bland. The beats barely switch up. The flows blend together. There's just nothing really special to me. Obviously, there are these 2 tracks, and the project is not bad overall. It is just nothing special at all. I'm like, I listened to this. I was sitting there, and I didn't give a fuck. I was not connecting with this at all. So I give this a 5 out of 10 just because I don't give a shit about it. It has 2 good tracks that I can take from it. Other than that, leave that project off of me, okay? Next project we got is Alternative Trap by LUCKI. I still don't know how to say that name, bro. Suggested by Kieran Cartwright. Well, this is one of the albums that have helped forming today's episode's title, which is Weird But Good. This project is weird but good. This came out in 2013, and on some ends, it's kind of giving me A$AP Rocky vibes. I don't know why. I can't really describe why it does that, but just the production and the way he is rapping and flowing, that kind of reminds me of A$AP Rocky at that time. And I love A$AP Rocky, don't get me wrong. And I don't think he's ripping me off or anything. I think it is a very good project. I think it has a very unique style of production, and also it just kind of, I would like to bump this project when it's raining outside and I'm sitting in my room working, editing, whatever, because that's just kind of the vibe I get from this.
Back down them old dusty roads for that old American dream shit. I think I'm Dusty Rhodes. I give a
Other than that, very good project. I really enjoyed it. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Next project we got Droptopwop by Gucci Mane, suggested by Almighty Sosa. Well, this is the second time we got a Gucci Mane project on the series, and I gotta say, this is definitely solid. I really enjoyed the Offset feature on the album, and that was probably my favorite track.
Million a week. I bought her iced off a leech. Yo, playing for keeps. Suck up the gang, she elite.
But yeah, very good project for a Gucci Mane album. It has only 10 tracks, so it's not too long. It packs everything I want to have from a Gucci Mane project. There's not that much I want to have from a Gucci Mane project, but yes, I think it's not too long. It has a solid flow, very good production, and a couple very good features, like, for example, Offset. So I'd give this a 7 out of 10. I think this is the first time I'm listening to a Gucci project and I'm not entirely mad that I wasted a lot of time. So yeah. Then we got Life's a Bitch, I Just Need an Early Night by Nyx Northwest, suggested by Ariana the Cat. The second project where I'm like, weird but good. This has extraordinary production. I loved these beats, honestly.
This world's usually down, but it certainly ain't it. Maybe just the way that I paint it. Some days thinking I ain't shit like right now.
Lyrics, nothing special, but pretty good. And flow was also very good. The track list, like the length, was not too long. It was the perfect length, and every track just, they felt like they were made to be together. Like they didn't feel thrown together or anything, but without feeling like they were blending in with one another. Perfectly made track list. And yeah, I really enjoyed this project. Really enjoyed listening to this project. I'd give it an 8 out of 10, honestly. very, very solid. Very good. After that project, we get into Yellow Tape 2 by Glock, suggested by Zhao. Well, since this is the first time I got the chance to speak on Young Dolph's passing on his channel, I can say rest in peace. I know that him and Glock were very good friends, and even if I wasn't a big fan of Young Dolph's music, I can definitely respect the impact he had on the community, on Memphis, and on rap overall. So rest in peace to Young Dolph. Let's get into the review of the Glock project. So this project is, as the first Yellow Tape, there is solid production and some lyrics, like for example a lyric where he mentions staying in his city even though he's a millionaire, do hit harder now that one of his close friends who was from the same city is gone. Hooks and track list are, as always, mid. Like, the hooks are nothing special to me, and the album is just way too long. I'm saying not way too long in length, but way too many tracks. So overall, I give the project a 6.5 out of 10. I think it is it is solid, but nothing more. It is decent. I think that's the best way to describe it. Then we get into the second to last project, which is Don Juan, I guess, by BigKayBeezy, suggested by Fear Vibes. Spelling, we love it. Anyway, so I'm sorry. This project is saved by its hooks. That's all I can say to this project, because everything that I want to have from this project are the hooks. Everything else is pretty good to okay, but does not stand out in any way. But the hooks do carry this damn project, I can tell you.
I'm a trick shot, hit a straight fact spitter. If I ever had too much money, it ain't enough.
The hooks are very, very good. Not on all tracks, but on some, they do really stand out. There's also a Pooh Shiesty feature, which is pretty solid and stands out for this project. But other than that, there is nothing where I'm like, yo, crazy. So I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Solid. Nothing special, though. Then, the last project we got, or technically the last 3 projects we got, is Trilogy by The Weeknd, suggested by Misha. I had to split this up, bro. I'm not listening to 2 hours and 40 minutes straight. I'm not doing that, okay? So I had to split this up, obviously. And I can say this. I'm going to review it as one project, even though I didn't listen to it as one project, because that would be way too much. Beats, great. For how underground, how young and everything, this production is great. I'm talking really, really good. Also kind of spooky and kind of random at times, but this obnoxious kind of sound does really work with his delivery on many tracks. Lyrics, not the greatest, but pretty solid. I mean, it's not the focus of this project overall. The flow, or the vocals in this case, are, as always, for The Weeknd, great. Fucking great. But I don't have to tell y'all, I mean, pretty sure most of y'all have already heard either a The Weeknd song or an album, so I'm going to keep it at that. Album is way too long, so I'm not going to say anything about the tracklist, because I know that originally it's 3 projects that were just summed together to throw it onto streaming. And yeah, the 2 features, the couple features that were, for example, Drake was on there, were pretty solid, but didn't really matter because they weren't what carried the project. It was Abel and the production mostly. So I'd give this project an 8 out of 10. I think it was really, really enjoyable. I think it also shows to me that The Weeknd has evolved over time and is not on the same level he was back then. I think his latest project is way better, for example, even though this is already good. So that being said, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, have a great one.
Remember back then, all them hoes ain't want me. Now I'm ballin', all them same hoes on me. Mama told me that this came with the money and the motherfucking fame, even though I feel the same. I'm that nigga now, I'm that nigga now, I'm that nigga now, I'm that nigga now.